Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I will do a quick recap on my previous week and a fast forecast for my next week. Okay, so first of all I will tell you how I analyze my weekly bias. Okay, so in every time frame this can be done, but I see it very frequently done on the higher time frames, especially the weekly time frame, since every 5 days there is 2 days rest for us to start a new week, okay, and a new idea. Now let's take some of the examples and let's anticipate the next week. First of all, what I need to see, what I need to have eyes on is previous week highs and lows, and what did the next week do. Okay, so what, let me give you an example. For example, if I want to anticipate this this weekly candle, okay, so this Monday right here, this 26th June, okay, and I see these previous two weekly candles. I see that we swept liquidity and we close bearish. So in this week, my target will be this low, and until we hit this low, we need to go into the daily time frame to see what's happening when we hit this low. If we are getting rejected or we close below this low. So for example, right here, we took low and we got uh, undecisive candle. Okay, so right here, I don't have a bias. I need to wait for the next week. Next week, we swept previous low and we closed bullish. So this week, I am bullish into this high and into these highs since my order flow is bullish. And not the order flow. My trend is bullish. Higher, higher low. So I need to make higher high. So this is my high. This is my target, my end target. And also, as you can see, we had a void right here. If you look into the left, you can see more precisely. Okay, so now this week we opened, rallied to the upside, took previous week liquidity, and we closed bearish. So on the new month, I was anticipating price to take this low. Okay, and what happened is going into the daily chart, as you can see, Monday we opened, rallied to the upside, we made a small retracement. Then Tuesday we pushed to the downside. Okay, then we closed below this low. So I need more targets right here. If I go to the weekly chart, I can have this rejection block as a target right there, and we have the consequent encouragement, the midpoint of this wick, and we have this low right here. Okay, so going into the daily chart, I was anticipating this week to be bearish into this low, and we broke this low powerfully. So we need another PD array to hit. We hit this PD array, but if I go into the XY, there was a daily void right here, which was not hit yet. Okay, so we did not hit this daily void yet. So on Thursday, I was anticipating price on Euro USD to be bearish, okay, and at least bearish into this low right here. I want to see where it hit, okay, it hit into these daily rejection blocks right here, okay. So this is some type of support, but as you can see, Friday we swept Thursday's liquidity and we closed somehow rejected. I want to wait for Monday to see what will give me, but hopefully we will keep running into this low right here. But next weekly target is this low, okay, so this weekly low, and we shall see how we will close on the daily chart compared to this low, if we will just wick or we will break. If we broke, I will have a high probability going into this low right here. Okay, so this is my idea for the next week. Now let's do a recap on the trades that I took. I took trade during Wednesday, which was not a good trade. It was a losing trade and I lost minus 0.4%. So this is my forward testing. As you can see, we have everything checked. I have commissions right here. First three trades, I did not calculate the commissions. I just calculated the PNL. Okay, and previous week, I took a trade. It was a winning trade. This week, it was around a break even. Okay, so the commission did the most of the damage, but as you can see, the R, it was higher right there, but the commission did the damage. So I was down $2.1. So it's nothing, okay, compared to percentage. Okay, so it was a break even, which shouldn't have been a break even. Okay, so now actually it's good that it's happening with me and not with big losses, because now I refined my strategy a lot. Okay, I have specific rules to check, very specific rules, very specific entry models, and very high RR. Okay, and I just need one trading day per week. I can take two opportunity per week, but one day is enough. So Wednesday, what happened is that I didn't have a daily bias aligned with my weekly bias. Okay, so since Tuesday we moved very powerfully to the downside, I was anticipating Wednesday to have some type of retracement. Okay, so Wednesday I was anticipating price to have some type of retracement into this area right here. Okay, so I always was checking the 50% Fibonacci on retracements, which is not a good idea to take a retracement. What I noticed is I need daily bias aligned with my weekly bias. In this way, I have a higher probability winning that trade. Okay, as what happened on Thursday, but I had a little bit of problems in my entry models and stop losses, which made me get stopped out and not running all my position into this low right here. Okay, so let's do a small recap. I took a trade when we retraced into this area right here. So what happened is this right here, pink area, we swept liquidity from pink area, and we did a shift in market structure to the downside. I actually needed to wait for a 50% retracement, but I entered right there, okay, and not having a stop loss aligned with my rules, which made me get stopped out. Okay, so the idea is I need to see specific things to enter. Also, the daily bias was not aligned with my weekly bias, so this is what I added to my rules now because it's very important. Now, going into Thursday also, this pink area, as you can see in Asian session, in the Asian range, we took the highs of this consolidation and we broke to the downside. So my anticipation was entry on this hourly fair value gap, also the retracement of this hourly fair value gap. As you can see, we retraced into the 50% and we started rallying, expanding to the downside, and this was my target. Okay, so I have two entry models I can take during the session, specific stop loss, but the targets are very simple. Previous days highs and lows or weekly targets, very simple targets. Okay, in this trade with my strategy and my entry model, I could have made around 3.5 3.8% on my account, risking just 1% and are between 0.75 and 1%, not more than 1.2%. Okay, it depends on my stop loss a little bit. Okay, but I would have made around 3.5 3.8%. Okay, and my weekly target is 5%. So I couldn't have reached my target because I didn't have the opportunity to take a trade except on Thursday, because Tuesday I was anticipating bearishness, but there is specific rules that I didn't see during London session which prevented me to take a trade. Okay, so this was the problem during Tuesday. I needed specific rules to be met and it did not get met, so I couldn't have an entry model. But as you can see, we made the most movement during Tuesday. I had an entry model during Thursday, but I needed to tweak a little bit in my strategy to have it refined into the last piece that I need to see, and in order for me to execute during London session. Okay, so there is a rules, specific rules to execute during London session, and there is specific rules needs to be met to execute during New York session. Okay, so as you can see right here, this is my journaling. I call it forward testing because I'm testing the strategy, okay, in my challenge account in a way that I don't lose the challenge account, but also I can test it. Okay, so if I go to my checklist right here, I have specific uh, rules to be met. As you can see, for example, the daily bias was not very clear for me during Wednesday, which led me to a loss. And first two trades, there was no specific entry models and there was no hourly retracement, also got me into a very big losing days. Okay, so the first week I learned a lot. Second week was a good week. Now I am in the third week. It was a break even week, and hopefully the fourth week will be very beautiful. Okay, I have specific things. If you can see, this is my top-down analysis. I have a checklist right here. If I check this, I can move into the next one. Okay, so I made it in order for me. If one of the things that are not checked, I need to stop and not take a trade. Okay, so this is my personal weekly targets: no more than 2% loss per week, one losing trade per day. I cannot take more than two opportunities per week. No trade during Monday and Friday. And if Monday made movement, Tuesday no trade because usually Tuesday will be a consolidation. And 5% growth on my account. This is my weekly target. These are specific rules that I need to be met in order for me to have a very high probability setup, okay, with a very high risk to reward ratio. So everything is refined for me right now. I just need to wait for my daily bias to align with my weekly bias, and I can start move with my rules. Okay, I don't think I will be uh, live trading, okay, so live executing, but I'll do a recap on the trades that I took. Okay, So in this way, you can learn and you can benefit from my journey. So this is save. Right here we finished. We have a weekly bias for the next week. I did a recap on the previous week and what happened with me with the previous week, and hopefully every week I am learning. Okay, I'm progressing, and hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months I will reach my target. Okay, so now my target is to finish the challenge account. Okay, so it's very important for me to succeed in the challenge account. This is what I'm looking forward now. Okay, I didn't have a very powerful backtesting on my strategy because I needed to refine it. Now I refined it. I will be backtesting it tomorrow with a replay because I cannot backtest it like this. Okay, so if I can see everything, I cannot backtest properly. So what I need to do is I need to make a replay and not on the previous weeks, because in my mind previous weeks are embedded right here. So I have the chart in my mind of the previous weeks, what happened. Okay, what they swept liquidity, what they rallied to the downside. For example, this day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all bearish momentum. Okay, so I have my chart memorized in my mind, so I cannot take backtesting in these previous weeks because I know what happened in previous weeks. So what I will be doing, I will be going into my friend's house and I will do a replay on places that I cannot see what's happening. Okay, in order for me to have backtesting, very powerful backtesting. And if I want to take 30 trades for me to have a data for my backtesting, it's equal for 15 weeks. Okay, so if I go to the calculator, 15 weeks divided by 4, it will be 4 months of backtesting. So quarter year of backtesting. So I can move between different seasons to backtest my strategy. In this way, I can now know the data behind my strategy, the real risk to reward ratio, the real win rate. Okay, because I'm replaying. Although replaying in TradingView is not like live trading, but it can give you confidence. It can give you an idea about your strategy if you need to tweak something or work on something, or have more fluency in your trade because of the seasons. Okay, so different seasons have different ideas on how the market will move, but usually I need specific things to see for me to have an entry, to have an opportunity first, and then to have an opportunity to enter during London session, and then to have an opportunity to execute. Okay, so everything is in order. Hopefully tomorrow the session of the backtesting session that I will be doing will be very beneficial for me. It will give me confidence. It will give me idea, but I will not change in my strategy anymore right now. Okay, so my strategy is refined. I need to see specific things, and there is no 100% win rate. I can have in my mind experience, but I cannot tweak on my strategy. So I can have in my mind if else. So conditions for the market, because the market is never the same. Okay, so I can have conditions for the market, but I cannot play with my rules. Rules are specific. Okay, I can have conditions somehow. For example, if the day is bearish but we hit a PD array, I need to see very powerful retracement before I enter. Okay, so these things are for experience purposes and not to tweak in the rules. Okay, so this is everything for today. Hopefully it was insightful for you. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.